All right, welcome to Marketing Food Online. And in this video, I'm going to dive into a couple of subscribers' questions, and they're fantastic questions. So you want to stick around, and we're going to dive into those questions right now. All right, so our first question is coming tonight from Russell. If you take a look at there it is. Do I have to register my home as a facility with the FDA? I'm thinking of mixing spices and selling them online. Now, this is a little tricky, but let me show you a little excerpt from the FDA website. This is specifically from their website, and you can definitely take a look at this. I'll add the link down below so you can literally look at this yourself. The thing about the FDA food facility registration is that it was actually enacted, if I'm not mistaken, the year was 2002. It was actually the Anti-Bioterrorism Act, basically creating a register, if you will, of food facilities and food manufacturers. And what they wanted to do is just to make sure that if anything happened, if there was any issue in the food supply, they would have the ability to know what facility that potentially came from. Very simple concept, but a little kind of tricky to understand if you're doing stuff from home. Now, on the FDA website, and I'm going to put this up in front of you there. There it is. All right, so it states under the home-based business that actually you are exempt for some of the regulations and regulatory situations with the FDA if you're making product from home. Okay. Now, if you're entering into interstate commerce, what that is selling it online outside of the state. You would have to register your facility with them if you're doing interstate commerce, basically to try to understand what it says right there about interstate commerce. But the thing of it is that cottage food laws and running a food business from home, the state laws normally dictate that you can't sell outside your state anyways. So if you're doing something online, you're going to need to be in a facility that's going to have to be registered, basically understanding how the FDA regulations are set up. That if you process any type of food product, hold it, store it, have it as inventory ready to be sold online and shipped outside of your state, then it would be recommended that you'd have your facility registered. But if you're operating a food business from home and you're following under basically the cottage food laws, then you're not doing interstate commerce, then it would not be required for you to register your facility because local county and health agencies would actually be the ones inspecting your facility at home and following up with any issues that they may have locally. Okay, so remember that there's a little difference. Interstate sales is different than just selling within the state. So if you're from home, doing a business from home, selling food, well, you can't really sell outside of the state anyways, technically. Okay. Now, some states, I will mind you, some states do allow internet sales. And I believe it's only about 2 or 3. I'll have to follow up on that, but very limited from my understanding of that. But if you definitely know any states that allow that, please let us know down in the comments for other viewers if you know of your state that happens to do that. I believe I had a comment from one of my subscribers that one of his state that he was in actually allowed interstate sales. So that would be smart that you would actually need to register then if you're doing stuff within another state and shipping it over state lines. Now, the other really important thing is if you're importing any type of food products or importing anything into your food facility, then you need to have a registration with the FDA as well. Okay, that's actually going to be a whole separate total video that I'll do, but I wanted to definitely hop on this question for him and then let him know because Russell, that was a great question about having to have a registered facility from your home. But if you are bringing spices in from another country or such, and you're importing them and using them for business purposes, and people are consuming them, then you would need to register. Okay. Again, do your own due diligence and your own research to go even deeper. I'll definitely give you some great resources in the video as well, but resources down below to take a look at for yourself. Now, the next question was great. This one actually came from Terry. And let's see, there it is right there. How important do you feel getting UPC is? Okay, so this was in regards to a question that I did a video for actually to show you how to get from recipe to store shelves. Now, understand what a UPC is. It stands for Universal Product Code. Those are the barcodes, as you may obviously know by now. You've seen them on pretty much everything. When retailers want to inventory a product and they want to have that in inventory, track the inventory, and then reorder the product based upon that UPC code, they're going to need to have a barcode. Now, if you're selling locally, if you're starting from home, potentially, and you're selling to farmers markets and things, is it necessary or is it by law required? No, not at all. If you're selling locally and you're creating let's say a granola mix, and you go to a farmer's market and you sell it and you have a nice little package and labels, you need to just make sure that you follow your state's guidelines in regards to the requirements for the label, which could be potentially the weight of the package, the net weight content, the ingredients, the allergen label, everything else that's required, okay? Now, something that's really unique about home-based food businesses and the requirements for their labels is that each state does vary slightly. For the most part, the basic information as far as the name of the product, where it was made, nutritional information is not necessarily needed to be on there, but ingredients and an allergen label does. That's pretty standard across the board when it comes to home-based food businesses. Now, do they require each state when you do these types of things to have a barcode? No, because now, unless you want to keep inventory and track it, let's say you made 500 bags of granola and you want to keep track of that product in your own inventory system, well, then certainly you can do that if you want to go the route of a barcode, but then you've got to also have a scanner. That scanner software has to be taken into your consideration as well. So, is it something that's necessarily required? No. As you make the leap, though, into retail stores, they will ask most of the time. I would say 99.9% of the time, you're going to have a barcode so they can inventory it, keep it in inventory, and then reorder it. Sorry about that. So definitely keep that in mind. So is it something that's required? No, not necessarily. So if you guys have any other questions, definitely, as always, let me know down below. I hope that helps out the two of you and you understand a little bit better about your particular question that you have. Please do ask the questions. I get to them as soon as I possibly can. I know a lot of you have asked tons of questions. Our video shooting time has been kind of smaller than normal because I've had a ton of orders that we've been doing through our other businesses. It's kind of tied up my time. So, as always, give me a thumbs up if this was helpful, and if you've got questions, please do let me know, and I will see you guys on our next video. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online, and if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the cottage food law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out these videos for more resources. Take care.